Hello. So Angela Rayner, obviously it's everywhere. There's some of her supporters on the Labour side, just adding the collagen to my coffee. Don't laugh, I need all the help I can get. A lot of Labour supporters saying, oh, for goodness sake, she's referred herself, don't be so ridiculous, she's doing the honourable thing, she's being vilified because she's a working class woman. And then there's the opposition saying, no, she's actually being held to account because she did the very thing that she wouldn't stand for when it was the opposition. So she's saying she took the wrong advice. Yet her standards were so high, I've got holes in this shirt, let's ignore that. Her standards were so high when she was in opposition that it was just a downright resign. So pick her lane and you can't have it both ways. Now, I think you would be a cold-hearted person to not watch the interview yesterday and have an ounce of empathy for her, because that was obviously a very difficult position for her to be in. Was it a very difficult position of her making? Yes. Was it a very difficult position that predecessors have been in and she has not had an ounce of empathy for? Absolutely. So do unto yourself as you see fit for your others. Erasure, and apparently someone quite important. So I feel like Angela Rayner is basically receiving what she has dished out. Now, if you don't like it, don't dish it out in the first place. I always say I won't remove comments from this page because I absolutely understand I come under fire by lots of people. I read it, I see it. It's not always very nice. Some of it's laughable, but I put myself on this platform. So if I'm going to put myself on this platform, I have to expect that there's going to be a bit coming back in my direction. And that's for me to deal with. So Anne just dished it out relentlessly. And now it's coming back. So I have empathy for the moment. Do I have empathy? And does she need my empathy anyway? No, she doesn't. But the bigger picture is, I'm really sorry, Ange, life is tough. We're all talking about school children learning grit and resilience. Well, now it's your opportunity to show some grit and resilience, and perhaps it's a different career choice. Now, the thing that really, really gets my goat is obviously Ange has been a bit of a dick with all of this. But then we've got an interview with Bridget Phillipson, who talks like this all of the time. She only moves her mouth, and she tries now to talk in a very soft voice because she knows that when she talks in the nasty Bridget voice, people hate her. So she's talking in the nice soft voice, and she's asked a very direct question, which is, as I've just said, do we think that politicians should not be immediately calling for people's resignation when they do something, a la the Labour Party when the Tories were in power? And Bridget simply skirts over the issue with, I don't think your listeners will want to know what I think about history. What we want to talk about is the here and now. Well, no, Bridget. The reason that you've been asked the question is because the viewers do want to know about that question. They do want the answer to that because that's why you've been asked. It's not up to you to decide whether you answer it or not. You've gone on to a news broadcast where you're being interviewed, so you answer the questions. It's not that difficult. If you don't have anything to hide, it will be really easy to answer. If you do have something to hide, you will fudge it. So now you, Bridget Phillipson, have looked even more of a sham than you did at the beginning of the week because you're defending Ange and you're saying, I don't think your viewers want to know my historic thoughts. Yeah, they do, Bridget. They really do. What you're trying to say is you don't think it will be very popular if you tell the truth on what you actually think, so you're not going to. You're going to dodge it, you're going to fudge it, you're going to skirt it. You're going to do the bypass route, aren't you? You're going to take the extra few miles just so that you don't have to address the core issue. So politics is at its lowest, I'd say, at the minute, on all sides. We've got a lying, gaslighting Prime Minister who is apparently running the country badly. We've got a Chancellor of the Exchequer that can't do basic maths, let alone advanced maths. And we've got a whole team around them who are as useful as a chocolate teapot. Then we've got the opposition who say good things in Parliament, who say good things in Prime Minister's questions, but still really do need to address the core issues with their own parties as to why they are as unpopular as they are. And then we've got Reform, who are sort of like lighting the flag for everyone that's pissed off with the Tories and the Tories and Labour Party, but actually aren't really showing much substance. So what you and I are left with is a shit show, and that's a bit bleak and depressing. So all I can say is put some collagen in your coffee. Here's to you.